foul stench when I was brought on board.
Charming to the last.
Hey Yesterland fans, I'm Neil, and on today's episode, The Toys That Made Sense, we're actually going to be doing another Hasbro / Kenner 3.57 Star Wars action figure review. I hope you're not getting tired of these, but when I started going back and watching my videos and kind of looking at them and how I could have tweaked it a little bit better, I thought, you know what? I have to do these two next videos. So I'll be releasing these in a 2-video installment, probably one today, probably one tomorrow. I'm kind of still playing with the YouTube algorithm, if you will, and trying to find out when is the best time to release videos and how to release them and all that fun stuff. It's an ongoing mystery in the YouTube world. But anyways, what we're going to be doing is we're going over 2 other action figures that I didn't even speak about. That's right. We're going over the Star Wars board game. And in this set, when this came out with the first New Hope figures, they gave us Grand Moff Tarkin right there. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but we're going to be going over Grand Moff today. And we're going to be cracking into this. I know, don't freak out. I'm opening up a Star Wars package because in order to do this review, I feel we need to be able to get that figure out and we need to really dive in and look at him and take a look and then see how well he's going to hold up in the collection. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage and snack, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, folks, so I'm back on the other side of the camera as usual. And here we are, we're looking at the Star Wars board game. This game was actually a reproduce of the original 78-79 release of Escape from Death Star game. It's basically a duplicate game. It's the exact same game. We'll kind of crack it. When I crack it open, we'll kind of go over the contents inside of it as well. But the main thing today, we're going after this guy right here, Grand Moff Tarkin, a figure that we never got as a kid, but we always wanted. And when the Empire line came out, we all used the, what was it? The Adat Walker, I forgot what they call him, Imperial Guard guy, the guy in the gray. We kind of used him as to be our Grand Moff Tarkin, if you will. But we finally get him all these years later, and they put him in this board game. Now, I get it. This was a way to market and sell this thing and hopefully, you know, draw more collectors and just kind of give a little bit of that history and that nostalgia effect to the board game. But if anybody really remembers the board game like I do, it wasn't one of the best board games, if you will. I actually had more enjoyment with the VHS Star Wars interaction board game that came out in the mid-90s with the Power of the Force 2 line. But I did have an original copy of this. I believe I still do somewhere, but this is obviously a reproduce. So let's get into the contents of the box here. We'll go over the box art to begin with. Ages 8 and up with the age direction. We got the Kenner logo down here near the bottom right-hand corner. We see our hero actors and our villains on here. We have Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, R2-D2, and C-3PO. And then over here we get the exclusive writing that says, exclusive Grand Moff Tarkin figure. And here's Grand Moff. If you can't kind of see him, I apologize for the glare from my light in my camera, but there he is, folks. We're going to be cracking him out here in a minute. On the back, we get this black and white image of the board game. It kind of gives you a little bit of backstory on the game. I'm not going to really read it because the main focus of this video is getting into that action figure, and we need to get into them because I'm getting anxious to do this. And I kind of pondered for a little bit, was I really going to do this at some point? Was I going to leave him in there, leave this mint? But you know what? I got to get him out, man. I got to get him on the wall. It just looks weird not having him up there, knowing that he's in that box. Same thing with the Hoth one. So we got to get Grand Moff out. But here we go. On the back, black and white graphic. We got Grand Moff up in the corner. We got Disney Hasbro Gaming down here. We got all the websites, all that fun stuff, the legal mumble jumble. And we basically have the directions on the game. Now, I will leave that to you, like I said before. But now, without further ado, let's do it, folks. Let's get into this board game. So I did this kind of thought how I would do this, and I'm basically just using a very sharp pocket knife to pop that plastic, which I'm doing here. Now, kids, if you're watching this video or whatnot, and you have this game and you want to get into it and get your Grand Moff out, I strongly suggest that you ask your parents to help you with retrieving the action figure out of here so you do not cut yourself. So, I'm a trained professional, or as I like to think I'm a trained professional, but that's what I thought. The plastic was going to start to tear here, but it's all good. The main thing is I don't really want to cut the box, but at the same time, I'll probably never, ever play this video game. So I'm going to leave the top plastic on. I know it probably won't last long, but I'll just leave that on to kind of save the graphic of the board game cover. It's got a little bit of a suction there. We're going to pull that back down on top of it. Kind of hold it there for a minute. We're going to set that back there. Looks like I'm going to have to balance it. And there it is, guys. When you open up the package, that's how it comes inside the box set. So for any of you that haven't opened this up yet, this is basically what the inside is immediately going to look like. So as you can see, we get the game little spinner here. We get the cards that are right here. They ultimately go in here. And then obviously the board game's down underneath the action figure. So let's get him out. Let's take a look at him. Yep, there's the game board pieces. But let's do this. Since this is the action video figure review, we're not going to worry about those board pieces right now. So here we go. We got Grand Moff Tarkin out of the package. And surprisingly, they put the sticker on like they did with the New Hope ones. They were put on precise. And I like they got it like right here at the base of the chin. So to me, even though that sticker's atrocious, at least they're not covering up his face too bad. So that's a win-win right there for me. But anyways, here we go. We got the card, traditional Star Wars junky looking card. They did the same thing with Grand Moff. We got the choking hazard notification up in the right-hand corner. We get the Kenner graphic or Kenner font down here. We get the horrible retro graphic sticker there. And then we get into Grand Moff. There he is, taking a look at him. And he's everything that I expected him to look like. I'm actually fond of this character. I'm glad they released this character. Out of all of the retro lines so far, and like I've said in previous videos, I really like the New Hope and I really like the Empire. Luke's probably my favorite. Luke Bespin is my favorite, like I said in the last video. But he is probably, I hate to say it, probably one of my second favorite characters. Even though he was never made originally, I'm glad they finally made him because now they have another villain. Not as strong as Vader, but now the action figures have another villain. The villain that can direct all the Death Star troopers and stormtroopers and Death Star guards and all of that, the droids, all the bad guys. So that's cool. We finally have a secondary leader there. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. So flipping it over, like we have in the New Hope line, we have here the 6 figures that they released. It's basically the same exact wording that they used on those cards. The Star Wars Retro Collection is inspired by the 1970s Star Wars figures and features original figure design and detailing, continuing your collection from a galaxy far, far away. I'm not going to go into it again, but you know what I say. These are not originals. It doesn't say paying homage. It just says figure design and detailing from the original collection. So it resembles it. This was obviously never made back then in 78, 79. So you can't call it original or you can't call it vintage and you can't call it retro. Technically, it's an original because it was never made. So therefore, it is an original action figure now that resembles the vintage or retro line, if you will. But Here down on the bottom, we got Grand Moff Tarkin, you got Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, Organa, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Stormtrooper. They tell you what's in the series. You get all the mumble-jumble legal stuff, and then you get all the rights and all the other stuff where this action figure came from. Disney and Hasbro down in the bottom corner, and you get the lot number and whatnot. So there you have it, folks. Grand Moff Tarkin in the flesh. Pretty stoked to finally get him out. Like I said, I was pondering on it. I'm glad I got him out. And yeah, it's time to get him up on the wall. So thank you for tuning in. As always, I'll see you in Yesterland. Hey folks, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, click here. And if you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And also hit that notification button so you know when the latest videos drop. I also want to let everybody know now, I'm on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is a service, a social media service for creators, designers of all the different sorts. Any genre, any variety, anything like that. Your contributions will go to help building our brand and Yesterland Toys. So if you haven't checked them out, go to www.patreon.com/Yesterland Toys, and that'll take you directly to my account.